everyone. Welcome back to Out of Band, a Microsoft security podcast. I'm Andrew O'Young, a recently renewed Microsoft MVP in security and M365. And I've also just started a new position at InfoMotion as a lead co-pilot and security architect.
And I'm Anthony Porter, a cloud security architect from Canon Business Services, specializing in the Intune and Defender space.
Usually we'd have Shehan at this point, but he's looking a bit different today. We've actually welcoming back Matthew Clark. We've had him on our show a couple months back now as a guest speaker, and yeah, he was filling in for Shehan while he's away for this episode. So over to you, Matt.
Yeah, g'day. I'm Matt Clark. I've been working as a cloud and security architect for Avanade for about 3.5 years now, and I've been working in the finance sector and for the federal government.
Cloud and security architect, not just cloud security.
No, it's both infrastructure and
No.
security of the cloud as well.
No, I like it. No. It's I mean, I guess previously was infrastructure focused before jumping to security, but I think I wasn't very good at infrastructure, to be completely honest. So I'm like, you know what, that past life, I could do it. I got the piece of paper to say I could do it, but no, I wouldn't say I was the greatest at it.
Oh, you got a one up on me, mate. I don't have the pieces of paper, or all of the pieces of paper that say I can. But,
Oh, mate,
go.
I had on LinkedIn, I got bloody Andrew here, like, come on, go get MS 102, mate. Go on, go do it. You should go and get MS 102. It's like, come on, this is the peer pressure that I don't need, but also very much need. Like,
I think it's the shorter list if you look at Andrew's list of certifications to say what he doesn't have.
yeah, oh, absolutely.
It's easy to pick off.
Dynamics. I'm surprised you're able to even get a new job with the job of renewing your certificates every year, but that's all right. No, I think I've only got like 7 or so that I got to renew every year because one of the foundations doesn't need renewing.
Fundamentals, you're good.
I was going to say
another half. No, but yeah, I've got a full page worth of renewals.
Oh God!
It's for calendar half 2. Yeah, so look out for that post when it comes out, and I finally get around to it.
all of them are box fitting.
I was going to say, Matt, you were eyeing off trying to sit a certificate recently. Which one was that again?
Just the PL 900.
Oh, mate.
I have a KPI that I've got to get one before the beginning of September, so I'm running out of time. Pick a nice easy one. I got a bonus attached to it, so we've got to do it.
Oh, look.
You'd be able to smash it up pretty easily. Turn on the screen reader.
First page. I'm sure I could.
The read aloud, turn it to 1.5 times speed, and churn through it.
Just don't do what I did and assume that the foundationals you can use the MS Learn. I was like, she'd be right. They got MS Learn in them now. They don't. Foundationals do not have the MS Learn portal. So I went in.
The AI fundamentals did have MS Learn in it.
Oh, see, when I did AI fundamentals, it didn't.
Yeah, right.
Did you get a better version?
I'm pretty sure fundamentals don't, but you did AI 102, that would have had it in it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, they're basically the same anyway.
And half the time I feel like it's like a deterrent or detriment because you spend more time trying to use the unoptimized searching in it. Yeah, it's good if you know exactly what you're looking for and just to kind of fact check yourself a little because sometimes double guessing yourself and you change an answer, you find out that you've actually failed because you've changed the entire response. I did that once.
Yeah, so what you're saying is know the content before you sit the exam? Is that what you're trying to say?
I feel like that's a common
what a concept.
Yeah.
And here I am going to send this fundies exam.
Yeah.
Just send it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I did with AI 900, just going, why would I even look? And I could just look during it. Obviously, I managed to pass it with flying colours, but not the point. Probably should it. Maybe look at second and third page and then go and send it.
Yeah, maybe. I had a buddy actually who he went and did the MS 700, but he was all prepared to do the AZ 700, and so he's booked the wrong exam, sat the Teams exam, passed it, and then gone, I think I sat the wrong exam.
Yeah, it wasn't much networking going on in that one.
Yeah, it's like lots of stuff about teams. Dude, you sat the wrong exam.
It's hey, look, that's failing successfully, and that's still a pass.
Yeah.
Like, no, I mean,
Pass.
yeah, win's a win. You take those. No, but once again, I was going to say thanks for coming on board. Obviously, not as a replacement for Shehan, but obviously filling the third square in our stream.
Makes Anto's life easier, I guess, with the whatever's
It's
happening
always
in
good to come
post.
and have a chat to you
Whatever
boys.
happens in post, it's all magic.
Look, I had it all prepared if one of us flake kind of thing. But no, once again, thanks for coming on board. What's been happening, mate? What have you been up to?
I have been taking it pretty low and lazy for the last couple of months, but in the last, or since we last spoke, but it started to pick back up again. I've started writing the new book, which is a sort of how would you put it? It's a fable, is what I'm going with, and it builds on the concepts that I introduced in Secure. So basically, a story about how a person meets an expert and he walks him through implementing the Secure stuff and how that helps him through his life and all of that. So at least the first chapter of that is done, and the framework for the rest of it's all outlined. So that's coming along nicely. And then I've been dabbling with a couple of other things like an email filter, which is in sort of testing phases at the moment. And then with all of the pain and suffering going on in the UK with the Online Safety Act and the social media stuff upcoming for Australia, I've been looking into a zero knowledge proof kind of system to prove that you're of age without actually having to give away your identity to everybody.
Is it like a knowledge check of like a song that came out on the year you were born? No, I like the concept. It's a brilliant idea. It's
being that third party that actually handles the data, but handles the data securely. Like I don't trust any of these other places to do it properly, and so just do it myself, right?
Look, I think if you have the ability to, I guess, proof of concept its use, and then kind of have a bit of a vocal backing towards, giving people the heads up that there's something, that is something for that particular problem. Because, that's coming close around the corner for us in Australia. I believe wasn't it December?
It's December for that, and they're already running tests on search engines for children and stuff like that.
That's right. So that was the YouTube from memory. That was the concept of requiring an account on YouTube to be able to comment and stuff like that.
That was one of them. But YouTube recently got reintroduced into the social media thing by the government, so they were originally excluded. And so now children that are not the right age, under 16, will not be able to have an account, which means they're susceptible to having advertisements shown to them, which obviously are of varying qualities and all of that. But it also means you can't block them from accessing certain channels as well. They can only watch YouTube while unauthenticated.
Yeah, that because I guess I was having the conversation with my wife about it. To be honest, we were like, well, yes, okay, you won't have as many like first in the comment section, but technically, like you just won't see the first. But it's business as usual. You just don't sign in. In saying that, they don't necessarily get an algorithm, as far as I'm aware. That's I guess the data of what you watch and everything like that kind of disappears, but it doesn't necessarily stop them. They want to watch a video. It says you're not over 16. They log out. They're all of a sudden over 16. It's
they literally can't log in on the proposed scheme. It's much worse.
Yeah. Are they still keeping guest accounts?
I'm not sure about guest accounts
because that still sort of has like what appears to be an algorithm based, like, look at these shows or these videos that you've related to what you've seen before. I've seen like the kid out there on the TV got this logged into a guest account, and it's like, I see a trend forming here, but it could just be them searching through it. And
they are doing they do IP based stuff as well. So if you live in the same household as people, it figures stuff out. But there's some AI stuff in there based on you know, if I started watching a whole bunch of Roblox content, that they're like, well, that's probably your kids, not you. So
yeah. All the
the
Minecraft.
problem is all the Smash Brothers stuff that I watch.
Yeah. I want to watch Jigglypuff sleep a bunch of people, man.
You hear the daughters in the other room, down B.
I don't know if you can see, but I've got on my amiibo rather. That's Villager. That's by far one of my favorite. Big Smash fan. No, but I mean, it makes perfect sense that they put a bit of AI into it, but I think with all things machine learning and AI is that people are going to find ways to game the system. So having something in place, I guess with the thought that people are going to try and game the system, whether it be logging out or whether it be, whatever the system is, or whatever is designed, it kind of needs to be stress tested to the point.
Yeah, I mean, what they're seeing in the UK is people going into like Death Stranding and stuff, and they show the photo or go into photo mode, and they've got what's his name, Norman Reedus, is the facial rigging for that guy, and they just put him up, and ask you to open your mouth and stuff, and they just make the photo mode do it, and like even Gary's mod is.
Yeah, I was gonna see the Gary's mod one. Yeah, I saw the Gary's mod one on like a Instagram reel or something like that. I was like, what is this even for? And then I put two and two together and went, oh, it's not just somebody just figured out Gary's mod for the first time. Here I am showing my age.
And they've got like fake IDs and stuff going in there, which is just, ChatGPT generated me a fake ID, so I put that in and off I go.
It's
easily bypassable. And then what was it? The statistic was 1,400% increase in VPN sales in the UK.
Jeez, all right. I mean, good for some companies.
Yeah.
No, that's awful. That's actually I mean, look, it's a real tricky one because, well, I mean, it's a tricky one because you can't necessarily govern something that technically is meant to be. So, what's happening in. How do they plan to govern something that essentially has never been governed before? Is it a wipe fresh, start fresh? Like, oh, your account is, you created your account 5 years ago when you're 11 or 10. Now you're 15. Therefore, we're going to wipe your account, or is it just going to be put on hold until you're over the age, or is it just going to?
Not sure about that. I think it might be a wipe. Which is unfortunate.
I mean, not to
all that data that they lose from that as well, but the social media companies aren't going to delete that. They're no doubt keeping it.
I mean, I mean, you'd want to think that if a 10-year-old who created an account that now can't use that probably should have the videos associated to their account, and the views associated to where they watched things, and if that's to be used monetarily by others, that probably shouldn't be there. But here I am trying to, rid the world of a world that I'm not aware of yet because it's still, pending Australia. But
although the same consulting firm that advised the UK government on how to implement it is who Australia is consulting as well. So I don't hold a lot of high hopes on it.
The old pull the pin, chuck it in, hope for the best. No, it's.
Well, I mean, if I was going to do it from the government's perspective, I would enhance MyGov ID to actually support zero knowledge proofs and make everybody integrate with that. And then you're just handing back, a JSON thing, which is over 16, yes, no, and then that just goes back to the provider, and there's nothing else. And, people pick up their phone and they drop in the hash, and that's it. They're active as an over 16 person for a whole session, rather than having to authenticate against every single site with your ID.
It's a tricky one because all of a sudden then you have the community of folk that don't want to put their proper birth date into a system because they don't want it to be marketed and sold to somebody else. Then you've all of a sudden, you've absolutely completely agree. That crossed my mind, right? You've got my ID. It's the for those I guess not aware, it's the government based identification system, so that it allows you to. I don't even know what it's for these days, to be honest. I know that it makes it a lot easier to
the signing process.
Get it.
Also, like when you're applying for things. I guess it's the 100 points of ID, or for those overseas, passport, driver's license, or the major identification documentation you may have. They add those up, and then that effectively like a verified ID. So when you do sign into your tax and whatever accounts, you can get through that process, whatever that may be.
I think the benefit I had was absolutely signing into a government platform a lot easier. But I think there was an incentive in WA where if you signed up, you got like a membership to the zoo for like half the price. And having a 2-year-old, you bet I was like, that's a half. Now I can essentially, it was the price, it was half the price. And then if you went and paid like for a ticket, then you got another like half off to go and get the rest of like for the entire of 2025. So we locked that in. We're like, mate, now we're at the zoo all the time, mate. I'm friends with the monkeys. But
hang on a second, you just said you were from Western Australia. You've been telling me in that Discord that we.
For those not aware, there is a South Australia IT professionals Discord that I may have infiltrated because they catch up every Friday for a bit of a chat on cam, and I'm not opposed to having a chat with some other IT professionals. Link in the bio. Look at that. Yeah, see, we've done that. But I think getting back onto it, absolutely. I think having a system like that in place is great, but then all of a sudden you're essentially putting your critical data at, I guess, a higher chance of getting breached.
And that's exactly it. Like, you're handing all of that information is getting harvested by third parties. There's not even, I mean, if you're able to put in Death Stranding pictures and get past half of these things, then how much value is there actually in the information being gathered? But I just cannot fathom why you would want to be giving that much information up. And if it's a similar implementation over here, I'll be strongly considering my own VPN.
I've been just considering not having accounts and not probably watching the brain rot that platforms may or may not have already. And then there's also the I guess the negative side of me that goes, they got my details anyway. So, and if the companies are, the companies that are going to buy them, like, you jump on, Troy Hunt's Have I Been Pawned, and you go and chuck your old email in it, they've got it all. Like, it's a cruel world, but I think.
You start getting texts from old mate Clive Palmer.
What do you mean by that, mate? No.
You didn't get any texts from the UAP during the last election?
Yeah, who didn't? I thought everybody did. Yeah.
Everybody did.
Yeah. Look, up the. No, I'm not. No, this is not the channel for any of that, mate. I think that's our other podcast. No, we do not have another podcast. Please do not go and. Yeah, we are banned.
Out of line.
Yeah,
we are banned. Yeah,
we are banned. Not a mic. No. So I guess without telling us too much about what your, I guess, plan is for the way around it, you made mention to, authentication or at least confirmation without actually getting confirmation. Can you give us a little hint as to what that actually entails?
Yeah, so, you would have a platform where, funnily enough, you do have to provide that information to it, but it's provide once, it's securely destroyed after that. So, you pass your driver's license, you prove that you are who you are, and then it immediately gets destroyed, and it just gets updated to you are this person, and then you either have a phone app or something, and when you log on, plug in on your browser or something, push the button and say, I am this person that's logged into this session, and for the duration of that session, you're authenticated as over 16.
So almost like a one-time verification, which sits, I guess, as it'd be no different to setting up any sort of account, really. It would be setting up an account, proving who you are, and then having that information destroyed where the only existing information is yes. Yes to the, and then as I think you alluded to, being able to pass that through as a bit of a token of, is this person who they say they are? Are they 16? Yeah. Yes.
I mean, you could argue that it has the same vulnerabilities as, some person can just log in for somebody else, but all of those vulnerabilities still exist.
Yeah. No, I think it's a creative way of, I guess, data minimization, keeping it as minimal as possible while still achieving the intended goal, which is who are you and are you 18, and then wiping your hands clean to be like, yep, they were 18. I guarantee it. I think to your point is you're always going to have the folk that fake ID online to be able to create, but really, if you can only do so much. I think you'll protect the the 80-90%, and the other 10% will just be 16 eventually. And
it's as they say, right? Security just keeps honest people out.
Yeah, it's but I think it's a bigger question. Obviously we can't change the world, but I think it highlights a question: is this actually going to make that change that we need it to be? Is removing people from social media under the age of 16 the best move? Is it gonna actually achieve the goals they want to achieve? I'd like to hope that's all the case, but
I mean, realistically, just removing social media would be the best positive impact.
Oh, mate, what? I mean, yeah, absolutely. I think that social.
Start with Yammer.
Oh god,
that doesn't exist anymore. What are you talking about?
Oh god, now we're showing.
Yeah.
Damn it! Bring back MySpace. No,
That's the way.
I just want to see what your top 10 music is. That's all. Like, what's your favorite songs? That's it. But no, it's good to see that once again, you being I guess a forerunner for innovation and change in that space is always good to see as well.
Yeah, hopefully I can lean on a couple of the people I know to be able to put a proof of concept in front of the people that matter.
And if you can't, then AI can. Just
That's
got GitHub Copilot, right? Yeah.
Vibe code it. Yeah.
Vibe code. Actually, I want it to be dark mode.
Yeah, just give me that. Purple buttons everywhere.
That's it. Purple. What? You mean dark?
There was a guy who put it into Tailwind like 4 years ago, and every AI has since trained on it. And because it's been trained on it since 4 years ago, every button since 4 years ago is basically purple because every AI is trained to make it purple.
That's
amazing.
To be honest, I actually quite like the color. So you know what? That's we'll take it. I guess in regards to your book, then obviously having a glance of the first book being a bit more of an educational piece, is the second book a bit more of a novel?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. It's a full blown story. We follow our main character Alex, and he follows his friend Marcus, who is a offensive security practitioner. And yeah, Marcus gives the advice to Alex, and off he goes through his adventures and all of that. He gets his identity stolen, funnily enough, and needs to work through that with Marcus.
Jeez.
It's like a photo like Legend of Zelda, where at the start he gives him a authenticator app and goes, "Take this, it's dangerous outside."
Yeah, pretty much. The opening scene has Marcus on a plane and picking up an alert and actually doing some blue teaming stuff against an attacker while flying. So yeah, racing against the landing time.
Hearing here first, Matthew Clark, the next Tom Clancy was.
We've caught it here. We got the inside scoop. It's essentially the latest.
A fraction of that success would be great.
I think what you're doing is, even as closed as you may think it is, I think what you're doing speaks a lot of words to a greater good. Greater good. Sorry, half us. Yeah. Sorry. As soon as I said it, I was like, oh god, the movie. All time, my probably favorite movie. No.
That's a great one.
It's so good. That whole trilogy, the Cornetto trilogy. My god. Every time you're on, like, we just go off on tangents. It's brilliant. No, as I said, it's good. I think I look forward to 3 or 4 pages to be blank whilst they're on hold to their credit card companies to get them cancelled when the identity is stolen. But 3 or 4...
Just the book cuts off abruptly.
yeah. Just we're on hold and it's just the same 20 messages of like, if you would like to apply for a... And I only know that because on the drive home... So going off on a tangent, I brought new license plates for my car. And so I wanted to know what I already had license plates, and I was like, I wanted to know what it would cost to store, and I was on for about 45 minutes, and I asked my question. I was off the phone within 2 minutes after it. I was like, I waited 45 minutes for something that I probably could have just chucked in AI and had the answer, but I just wanted to be 100% sure. But oh god.
I mean, AI would have been confidently wrong anyway.
Yeah. Oh, and I would have gone in and be like, "This is going to cost me $500," and they'll go in and it's like, "It's free. What are you talking about?" I'll be like, "What do you mean?" But confidently wrong. That's my job. That's my life.
Prove it or make it up in post.
That's it. That's part of the editing of this podcast.
Yeah.
No, but I guess apart from that, you've obviously thinking about a new tool. You're obviously aiming for potentially a certification in the next 2 weeks. Good luck. When this goes live, you'll have that certification, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And so what we'll do is we'll post this with a repost of your certification victory on LinkedIn.
That's the way.
Yeah, and if you don't get it, this is the peer pressure you require.
It would just be shame.
Oh no!
Shame bell.
No, no, we don't do that here.
I deserve it.
And obviously recapping it is that doing the tool, doing the book. What else is? Obviously you're a busy man, and I do believe we've only got you for a short period of time more. What's on the horizon?
What's on the horizon? No, I'm just focusing on the present at the moment. If I can just do those few things, and I mean those aren't small objectives, then I'll finish the job stuff, which I can't talk too much about, but stuff that I'm working on in work hours and all of the other stuff. It's just been a good dad and working on the personal fitness stuff.
And Battlefield 6.
Yeah.
And Battlefield 6.
Whoa.
Sponsored.
Not sponsored. No. I think everybody's keen for it, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I gave it about 20 minutes before. It was pretty good.
I've only heard pretty good things, but I'll probably finish it and go and eat some dinner.
That's it. I mean, my first weekend, my hard drive failed, so I missed out on the whole first open access weekend.
You were saying, your M2 character. I've only had I feel like that's exactly what would happen to I've had the M2 in mind for forever, but if yours happened to cark it as soon as, I'm like, you know what, I maybe just want to keep my M2. That's an unnecessary cost.
You don't often hear about M2s dying.
I mean, the performance I'd had in Windows for ages was just garbage, and I was just going, this sucks. I don't know what's going on with this. It's really bad. And I did all of the hard drive tests. It stank of being a hard drive problem, and then to suddenly have it blue screen, and then suddenly the drive's just gone. You're like, yeah, right.
Did you have all your critical on like a secondary, or
Linux is on a completely separate thing. So
that's not what I said. That's not. I didn't say. Did you have Linux as a backup or your daily drive?
You asked me if I could give it to you, so
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You had your bootloader on the broken disk, right?
Yeah, that's right. I had to repair it with a live USB, but that was easy enough.
You've done it once or twice before.
A couple of times. You have to bring stuff back from the dead.
No, that's brilliant. Yeah, I haven't run Linux in so long. I think the simplicity of not having to learn the newest version, obviously being a bit of a Windows user, I'm like, do I want to? Why would I want to recomplicate things?
Yeah, I mean, I run Linux Mint, so that's a Debian base, and Debian doesn't get updated that much, so it's running a nice stable edition, and it looks servicing. A lot like Windows. Yeah, big long-term servicing. Yeah, and I mean, I've got a start menu. It's in the bottom left. It behaves like a start menu. Everything's good. I like it here.
Not Windows 8.
Not Windows.
Just, I guess, cautious of time, knowing that you've got a skadoodle.
Yeah, no, thanks for jumping in, Matt. Just to have a bit of a chin wag with us. We'll continue rolling on, but as you were, and we hope to get you on again soon. And yeah, for those listening and watching, and those that actually ain't based in Adelaide /SA, yeah, check out the Discord server that Matt is a founder of, and hopefully get along to some of our in-person events as well. Get a lunch or maybe a drink or two.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you there, and thanks for having me again, guys. It was good fun.
No, absolutely.
Our pleasure.
No worries. Catch ya.
Look at this post cut. We're in two mode now. So it's just the two of us. It's the first time this has been unleashed, and it's ready to go.
A seamless transition.
Oh mate, I tested it once and it worked, so we'll take it. Apart from that, obviously you announced you've got a new role. To be completely honest, it caught me a bit blindsided.
I mean, yeah, things were in the motions last episode, but nothing solid. But I think it was a realization of if I stop touching these tools and doing the work, I'm just going to absorb it even quicker. There is only so much you can kind of retain while you're enabling and training people if you don't really touch it. And I try to be as proactive as possible, but life gets busy, and Battlefield comes out and you have to play betas and all that. But being more hands on, and I guess there's an opportunity to maybe be a part of something that will grow into something bigger, and then hopefully leadership side of things, stuff I haven't done yet, and hopefully get that. We're not getting any younger. Hashtag 40 in a couple of weeks.
Are you fucking serious? Oh, nice, dude. I don't know, man. I feel like as soon as I had a child, I exponentially just gained.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. Like you discover there's parts of your back that can get destroyed when you have a child. When you're trying to lift and do all the things, you're like, oh, I'm like, this is my life now. Like prawn shaped on a chair.
I picked up my son and I twisted and turned, and I felt like both of my knees just kind of move in a way they'd never moved before. I was like, oh god. I'm walking around a bit like, oh, all right.
Double meniscus tear.
Oh, yeah, and
do an ACL at the same time. Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be the end of it. No, as I said, it's I completely agree. I think every once in a blue, I'm like, would I be alright in a pre-sales style role? Would I be alright in a bit of I guess a different role? But
I mean, don't get me wrong. That stuff was still fun and enjoyable. It's just the commitments and bills, things and so on. Like, may as well make the most of the time while I can still kind of do it all. Talking like I'm another 20 years older, but still.
No, I completely agree. I think every time I reflect on I guess personal growth in career, I always I wouldn't say have it a fear point, but I always I guess consider if I remove myself too far away, am I going to be I guess the age you're talking of, the folk that remove themselves too far away, because I think the natural career progression is that you get to a point where you just go leadership, and then you I guess drop the tools because I guess you got a bit more life experience maybe, and then that's kind of a natural progression into helping others in their life and whatnot. It's something that
I do say it every couple of times. I move on from places, but when you get a bit, it's either you get comfortable, a bit too comfortable, and then you become complacent, and that's never a good thing either. But finding somewhere that provides you with a challenge, and there'll be challenge, because on one hand you've got imposter syndrome, and on the other hand you've got a lot of work to get through. So it's going to be getting back to that kind of the forefront again. So look forward to that. I think for now.
I know you'll blitz it. I think that's the kicker. Well, obviously, when I saw your title, I was like, "That's a perfect fit." I was like, "That's a it makes."
I didn't even choose it. They gave it to me. I was like, "Yeah, I'll run with it."
I can't even lead a conversation. No, no. As I said, man, all the best in, I guess, all of the next upcoming things. And yeah, good to see you back on the tools. It's
it's a scary time.
Look, I mean, even when, I guess for those unaware, Andrew and myself used to work together. Obviously, our paths, split off and whatnot. But I think even, with the short period of time that I did work with you, I learned so much through you. And so it makes perfect sense that if you're being, I guess, placed in a position where I guess you're able to reteach as well as kind of lead. Um, well,
I mean, it's early days, yeah, because it's the practice is new-ish, so it's going to be building on that, kind of nurturing it, and then when there are more people, that kind of mentorship, the leadership kind of thing comes in, and it's helping the other professionals kind of down the track. It's just that winding path, the journey to what's career going to be like. A lot of them. I mean, I wouldn't say a lot of them coming out of school, but these ones would be pivots from different places, maybe slightly different career, but it's not going to be like you don't know anything. You're not going to dump all the pain on on the fresh the fresh people out of
stress test.
uni and all that. Yeah, nah. But I think some organizations do have a pretty good I guess graduate program and all that. So if you're kind of if you're tuning in and you are in higher education or you're somehow in one of these cool internships post grad or during your final year, like absolutely like get on to as much as you can. As I was on as part of part of the winter school
That's
Microsoft
right.
2025 skills boot camp. The uh, name evades me, but yeah, it's Microsoft Code Without Barriers, Codis Academy, and all that doing. It was a 2 week kind of bootcamp course for higher education students. It was the fundamentals exams, so they were going through the course content, all the 900s, and at the end of it, it was meet some MVPs, and they created all these breakout rooms, and they assigned us all like 3 or 4 of the students just to spend an hour just talking, providing advice. Yeah, it was like a mentorship kind of
That's wicked.
speed mentoring.
Look, this is what you're going to need to do, right? Got your notepad? No. No, yeah.
So that was pretty cool. A chill group of lads. Doing like the security and the AI fundamental. Yeah, that it's inspiring. As I mentioned in the post, because that youthful energy and the desire to learn and do all the new cool things. Wish I had that back then.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Wish I had some of that right now.
Yeah. You're going to need it, mate. No.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was kind of like that. That's the kind of thing like, where you get to a point where there's only so much I can do, but I can help others achieve. Yeah, if not just as much more than what I could ever do. Right. So, just being a part of someone else's success is a pretty big piece as well.
As I said, I think the opportunity to kind of, I mean, that's why I guess, you run things like user groups. I mean, that's, why I want to get involved and I've started
Speaking
to,
of,
yeah, right.
next week.
Yeah, right. We should probably schedule a post. No, unless that went live, I don't know. No, I think that's the whole point, right? Is that if you can give back in some way or form, whether it be through, helping someone through some sort of mentorship or giving a platform to somebody to be able to meet another professional and have those conversations, that's why you do it. I mean, at least that's what I believe. That's the intent of what I would be doing.
You gotta give back what you've taken from the community, right? So, and
It's a lot of Google searching. That's a
oh yeah, and I say that because even before the mentor, actually the same week, 2 nights before the mentoring hour, I was a guest speaker on a panel at the Australian Migrant Resource Centre here in Adelaide. It was the Connect something contribute CTC. They had their first kind of in person. It was sort of a meet, not really a meetup, but a meetup kind of for the skilled migrants. And it was around the ICT industry. What the landscape looks like. Career advice and all that. So I was with another guy. He was from Expose. data, and another guy was the managing director of a local service provider. That also evades my mind now. But yeah, we got grilled some questions around, what's the, what's the industry like in Adelaide and ice and that stuff, and then we kind of connected with the crowd. Again, offering as much advice as possible, even though I mean they're obviously skilled people, but they've moved over to Australia, so it's like it's not like they're starting from scratch. It's more of a what do they need to do and how do they get a foot in the door to the industry locally. And some of the topics were around how do we translate that or shift it into here. So because the skill sets, the ability and all that's the same. It's just how does it apply here? So a lot of them is just helping them realize, oh, you can do this. You just need to kind of change how you frame it and apply it differently so that's it is effective or just as effective locally here. So yeah, that was another thing, and I guess I didn't get a chance to say it on the night, but it was more of a kind of a shower thought kind of moment where you're like, oh, hang on, because I don't know. I don't know if I'm considered first gen or second gen, but my parents came over, so essentially they were the migrants. And when you come to another country, you obviously you're gonna consume resources, you're gonna do things and so on. You probably need to give back to the community and the country, I guess, where you're living. So I guess where and if my parents weren't able to do that kind of giving back, I guess I'm doing that on their behalf two or threefold just to make up for it. So a lot of the extracurricular stuff I do outside of just a work or daily workplace is there's a user group, there's this podcast, help out with Matt's Discord server, random events, MVP program. It's all just giving back and kind of make it seem like we're not here just to take your jobs
Yeah.
effectively, but that's not up to me. I was born here, so it doesn't really apply to me that way. But still, it's I guess it's kind of I don't know what the word is. Making it feel justified.
Oh, I mean, it's a very obviously it's a difficult situation. I'm obviously born and bred Aussie, and I only got a passport to leave like this year, so I can't get any more Aussie than like can't escape, right? That's literally the Aussie way.
Meanwhile, I just renewed mine like last year.
Oh God, yeah. See, so you had to fork that one out. No, I think to that absolutely. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. I think the fact that you were, I mean, obviously they would have given a lot of potentially opportunities for different MVPs, and obviously probably
it wasn't even to do with MVPs. It was the fact that one of the coordinator ladies, she actually attended the user group when we had Sky do her talk about
that was last month, right?
June.
Isn't it? Oh God, it's August. You're right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, you're right. It was.
So she came along to that, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, you're not in tech, you're attending a technical-ish kind of user group, and then she kind of explained what it was, and then she hit me up a couple of weeks after that saying, hey, do you want to guest speak at this event? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? So,
No, I mean that's wicked.
So I guess it's like the communities coming together and helping each other out. So hopefully that drives more traffic. Although I don't know if she shared out all the links and stuff, but it's all over LinkedIn, so people click things and figure it out. But I think connecting with us on
you'll find it.
They're definitely they'll see it. We'll spam it.
Yeah. It's no, I said that's I think in I guess a similar manner I got invited to what they refer to as the industries advisory board for one of the TAFEs here in WA, and as a part of that, the idea was that they were, I guess, handpicking professionals within the industry within WA to be able to essentially kind of get insights and curate what is the requirement within the industry so that we can help them scope what the TAFE courses would be like involved. So that's a bit of the vocational education stream to be able to give them a better, I guess, foot in the door when they do finish their certificate 3, certificate 4, all that kind of thing.
Because with like TAFE, you don't get like placements or anything. It's just, here's a certificate. Good luck, have fun.
Yeah.
Whereas other trades, I think they may have like apprenticeships and stuff like that, where you get time at a job. You're still learning, but you kind of have a job, which is extremely
So
beneficial when you need to say, "Hey, I've got experience." Whereas ICT is one of where if you don't have experience, you don't have experience, and it's extremely hard to get experience because you don't have experience.
So, in terms of, I guess backstory of it is that I was a never a university. I was a TAFE. So I went to TAFE for 3 weeks, for 3 weeks, in which the only thing I took away from that is my now wife, which is convenience. I met my, my partner of 14 years, 14.
It took me off guard, that one.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a good one. I've got that one ready. Yeah, so in 3 weeks, I managed to score a partner. So yeah, go to TAFE. But no, of the 3 weeks after that,
disclaimer: your mileage may vary.
Yeah. Oh God, no! This is not that podcast. This is not that podcast. But no, I got a traineeship. So what you're referring to when you said, "Oh, there's no," is that you can get certification or on the job learning. You still fill out the same kind of paperwork and you still do the same. But on the side is that the TAFE organization. So we've got like North Metropolitan, South Metropolitan. We also have Central. Yeah, we're very creative here. They will help pay for you to go and work at said location. It very much is minimum wage.
So I'm speaking from like 10+ years experience, but I think in the last, let's say, 6 years, unprecedented times, kind of lost a few years there, but I believe they were doing partnerships with, I think it was like DXC or one of the bigger providers here. They were going, hey, we're partnered with the TAFE, you can get so effectively that placement. Yeah, I don't know. I think they stopped. The partnership must have run out, or there's some other agreement in place. But yeah, going back further, like that wasn't really an option.
Yeah,
it's now that we've got obviously industry professionals coming in and saying you should be doing this. Because you want effective education program, right?
Yeah, I mean,
successful careers and so on.
You got to compete with like the universities, which have the universities will communicate with large organizations and essentially funnel in these students to, and they incentivize these students by you can do a year's worth of course in half the time if you go and work at a workplace for 3 months. Where that's only really going to benefit them themselves and all that kind of thing. Like, because obviously then on their CV, not only do they finish like a master's, for example, they also have that experience where, that, sings words. But, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of people completing like a master's in IT and whichever field, like cybersec or whatever it may be, but they've got no hands-on experience. So they've got really cool piece of paper, but then they don't know they don't know where the things are on a computer because they've never seen one before, part of the coursework. So then it comes back to what are we doing in terms of the syllabus or the curriculum, getting with the times. And the problem with the times keep changing every few weeks now. So
Yeah.
I think I mentioned in one of the previous episodes, on the flight back from Seattle to San Fran for the transfer, sitting next to like the vice chancellor or acting chancellor of La Trobe, I think, in Victoria. So yeah, she was just attending the executive briefing at Microsoft for education or higher education, and it was just like, so how do you tackle coursework or coursework on AI and stuff because it's so rapid the changes, and she's like, do we have like reviews every so often just to update the content frequently so that even if the students have completed assessments and work and stuff, like they have to redo it potentially because it's different. Like by the time they've completed their course, that product could have changed 4 or 5 times in iterations. So yeah,
that in itself is one of the things that that in itself is one of the things that the industry's advisory here in the TAFEs, they're wanting to kind of put in an AI related course because everywhere AI is everywhere, and I think that was a discussion point of like what would you potentially see. I think my answer to that, being that I had to think about it a bit, is don't teach them about the tool, teach them about the concept. I think the idea is that if you understand the concept of putting these things securely, if you understand the concept of putting these things correctly, if you understand the concepts of what these things can do, most of the tools, regardless of the name associated, can do that thing. If you were to build a AI, call it, agent in this case, understanding the framework that you should apply to that build, whether it be the governance, the strategy of what you would build, how you monitor it, how you manage it, who's going to do what in the life cycle. Defining that as the building blocks to be able to learn from, that's really not going to change often. I think you are always going to have that that structure, framework or that foundation of what you should do, regardless of what the name of the product is in the next 3 weeks, because they'll change it. Like it's one of those chestnuts. But I think that was kind of my thought process behind that whole AI situation. Is you will never be able to be on top of the criteria or the curriculum associated to like Copilot Studio and agents, because all of a sudden GPT-5 is available, and then all of a sudden, weird segue.
Just like it is everywhere. It's
yeah. GA, go.
Didn't realize it was coming, and we released it, and it's also in Copilot. It's in Copilot Studio. It's in Azure AI Foundry. It's in
Security Copilot.
Every other thing that has access to OpenAI's LLMs. So I think that in itself is like a major shift, because previously it was you got a lesser version of the language model, this production flagship
Mini
AI or whatever, right? And now it's like, nah, you can all have it at the same time. So I guess that's a big change, and I guess kind of a weird guess for some organizations where they needed that better kind of experience with the AI. So
I obviously have, weird segue into ChatGPT-5 being the latest and greatest thing to hit every platform, especially within the Microsoft space. I've been playing a lot with it, just kind of, having a side-by-side comparison. Here's 5, here's the standard within, what is currently Copilot without enabling 5. And I think I've been able to come to the self-made conclusion that I still believe 4 provides a better response if the post, or at least the request, is like well engineered. Like if you give it the persona, the use case, the learning material, the context where you want it to go, who do you want it to be addressed to, the sources of material, and so on and so forth. I do still believe that GPT-4s have provided me better responses and faster responses to what is in GPT-5. What I've realized in GPT-5 though is that if you just chuck in some very obscured 7-word, like, I need this now, please, thanks, it does a really good job of almost consulting itself. Like if you go to, m365.cloud.microsoft, because .microsoft is the new latest and greatest thing, it goes through and it'll reason with it. So, like, you can actually see what it's doing. So if you've put in a very obscured, actually, on a reverse, if you put in a really well prompted prompt, it'll essentially just go, exactly what you're talking about. I'm going to give you exactly what you want, which is great. I still think that 4 does a better job in that space, but once again, it's only my testing, and my testing is very obscured. But what I was able to determine from that was that, like a really poorly worded prompt, I think I used. I'm always getting Copilot to build KQL out for me, right? Like, because I got the piece of paper, but I can't do it to the scale that I need sometimes to be able to help someone. What I was able to do is I would put in a very basic prompt, such as, I need a KQL for, I don't know, phishing. I need it to investigate phishing. that was it. I went, this is what I want. What it then did was, and you can see it in its reasoning of what it's asking itself on repeat, is that it went and found proper frameworks of incident management and response. I think it referenced NIST and the 6 principles. It went and, which is what the identification, the investigation, the so on and so forth. It went and referenced all of that. Then it put together a set of, it went and looked at what potentially the tables or the potential data connectors you'd have. So it went and referenced Entra. It also then had alternative KQLs where it said, if you've actually got identity protection logs, you can also query this over here. And it started really like putting it in, and it even had like the step-by-step of what would be like an incident process where like CERT, for example, has like you should scope before you investigate and so on and so forth before you then go and investigate. The first prompt that came up without me even asking it was like, this prompt will be able to determine the breadth of, that phishing email. So that'll be able to tell you like how widespread is it? Is it to every single employee or did it go to 2? That by default is like the end-to-end of a frameworked like incident, response or like the whole investigation itself. Whereas I went, right, time to chuck this into standard GPT-4, and it just was like, yeah, here's 3 posts, go for your life. So I think that's the outcome, is that if you feed exactly what you want, I do believe that 4 provides a lot faster of an answer. But if you give it something very obscure and you make it think for itself, I believe that GPT-5 absolutely kicks it out of the park. In saying that, very limited in it, but that's what I've been able to figure out.
Yeah, I mean, I had a very brief touch with 5 on the day it came out when I still had access to an old account, and just switching over and asking it something, it came back with a lot more relevancy because it knew what was actually going on versus before, where it was like, oh, help me out with this thing, and it would go, oh, here's some online resources, here's a document that someone referenced a while ago. Whereas post 5 update, it went through and said, oh, you've got this thing coming up, that this what you're asking for here, like you want a presentation deck or you want some steps for a POC or something, and you've got this potential meeting coming up. Do you want to like gear it towards that meeting or for that? And I was like, okay. So it I think in that instance, the semantic index part, like that's probably just exploded in its, I guess, capabilities, and it's still one of those things where the greater public doesn't I guess, understanding one thing, but realizing that the Copilot itself, it acts on semantic index, so relevancy. It's not a search engine. It's not going to bring you everything that you SharePoint. It's just going to be maybe a list of up to 5 or so of the most relevant files. If you're just asking a question around, oh, do I have anything on Purview, for example, it'll go and dig out the most relevant documents, the last ones you've touched or modified or shared and collaborated with people. They're going to come up first. But yeah, even like when ChatGPT, is it 4 or 4, 1 or 5 or whatever, the one just before
Mini.
when it was in one of them in preview, it was like you could see it doing the reasoning little thing in the expandable section, and I think that's what you're seeing there in the 5 by default. And I feel like 5 falls in between, because you've seen Research Agent, right, and how hardcore that is.
Oh yeah,
10 minutes
far
doing
out.
all of the things, whereas GPT-5 is just doing similar work to that, but a lot quicker. And so I don't know, like Lisa or someone did a comparison between the different models and the agents, and it's like, well, they each do their own kind of thing well. It's just figuring out when to use which one. But I still think the GPT-5 is going to give you really good responses, content. We just need to test it more, and it's only been alive for how long? Like a week?
Not even, I'd say. I mean,
it was like surprise. Here's GPT-5.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, and it's out now. I'm like, there really is.
No hype for 6 months. No slight teaser. It was like, oh, by the way, this is happening. You're like, oh.
Because when they announced 4.0, that was like It was at the OpenAI like
Mm.
keynotes. I was like, that's like amazing, and this is like here's 5.
Yeah.
Nothing
But
from.
this is nothing new for us. This is easy now. No, I mean the jump from 3.5 to 4 was like a massive a row, right?
What do they call them? The indices, or they got the neural networks, like all those cross points, like the number of those just crazily exponential like growth between the models. I haven't actually looked at the number, but I imagine it's going to be silly numbers. Like
Oh, it would be.
awful. Yeah.
No.
Um,
But I think I guess my takeaway from it is if you've got access to GPT-5, just play them side by side. Like I think everybody. My 2 cents genuinely is that for the general public, GPT-5 will be the better, I guess, model to play with, due to the fact that I think the general public haven't necessarily been exposed to, I guess, prompt engineering and that sort of, I guess, line of learning. If I said, define the persona, define the use, define the resource, define the context, they'd be like, oh, I just wanted to spit out an email. And you're like, well, yeah, but like, who's the email for? Who are you? What's the context? Are you trying to be educational? Are you trying to be informational? Are you trying to be a Rudy? Like, like what are you trying to get out of this? Like, what's your end goal? You put that into like a GPT-4, it'll blast it, right? But if you, right, or email for boss, please. Like, I feel like GPT-5 will be like, right, it's your boss. It's gonna be, it's going to require a bit of.
I feel like with the later models and agents and all that, they do a whole lot of the qualifying questions back to you. If you gave it something very brief, like the 7-word, like give me email to boss, it's going to go and ask those questions you posed there, and you could opt to tell it, or you just go send it now, and it'll give you like whatever it considers to be what you want. And mileage may vary there, but there are they put in those kind of gatekeepers or guardrails probably to get you the best experience. So suggest, hey, maybe you should tell the AI what you really need instead of just going
email
boss.
Email, please, help. help.
Plus send help.
HR coming. No, well, I think that's the other one is Copilot Memory was recently announced. Have I looked into that? Absolutely not. I believe our mate Dan posted in regards to it, and I believe the concept of Copilot Memory is if you're sick of seeing M dashes in every single post that you want it to generate, you can educate and give itself like a prior learning of everything you want to happen in future, such as please stop putting M dashes in it. I've never used these in my life and I don't plan on it. That kind of prior context, or for example, if no different to what you said, if all of your emails that you need generated need to be succinct and professional and not include emojis, like you can use Copilot Memory to be able to put that in and essentially have that be the goal or outcome. In saying that, I actually haven't played with it, or to be completely honest, I'm not even sure if it's in like GA now or if it's about to hit GA. All I know that it exists. It's called Copilot Memory, and that's about the extent.
Oh no, it's there. Sorry, I zoned out there for a moment. There, yes, it is. Copilot Memory is rolling out, if not already hitting you. I have seen it. I have not done anything in it yet. But I look forward to having a go at giving it some instructions there.
They're called M dashes. EM dash. Get rid of.
Apparently you can't generate those like with keyboard or some whatever the codes are.
Nah, but I bet you can copy paste it.
Oh yeah,
and they'll show up. Give it 2 prompts. No, I'm sure M dashes have their place.
yeah. It's just a lot. It's just very very long hyphen.
Yeah. But I think you made mention you've got an upcoming user group.
Yeah.
What's that about?
We're on next Thursday. We've shifted the dates because old mate Shehan is busy this month. We actually had a Zero to Hero presentation on last Tuesday, which is our usual slot, the first Tuesday of the month. So we had to move it. But yes, it will be next Thursday afternoon, and we've got a revered guest speaker coming back again to talk about M365 desired state configuration. I believe his name is Anthony Porter. You may have heard of him.
Well, potentially, I don't know.
Dialing in, so he couldn't even didn't even want to show up in person.
Pretty sure they spelled his name wrong in the post. No, no. I think highlighting the Zero to Hero, it was Shehan, obviously, who was doing the Zero to Hero on the Tuesday. And from memory, it was in cloud endpoints. It was cloud endpoint related. So that is, I only watched the clips of it after kind of thing, but that was amazing. And I think that is what cued yourself to submit a presentation.
Yeah, so I've got the timetable for September is coming out tomorrow, I believe. So the organizer will post that out somewhere. But yes, I will be roughly a month's time. I'll be presenting on again on the whole data security considerations for using Copilot and agents and AI. What's new in Purview essentially. Speaking of that, I think it was just last week as well, but Australian and New Zealand sensitive data regulated industry customers that align to the Australian Signals Directorate, ASD. There's a blueprint there for configuring and planning for M365 Copilot. So that's good to have. Considering now that government left, right, and center is going, we want to be all over AI. Because they were slow last time to Office 365 being the boom. Now it's like, well, we're all in Office 365 now. We want the latest bloody tool because we don't want to be left behind, right? So that's a thing.
I think exactly on that is that I think the jump from like Office 365 and just like having Office 2010, which I think everybody owned at one stage or another, that didn't seem like much of a jump. Obviously, with the like AI usage, it's exponential now. It's that like if you're not keeping up now, it's not, oh, I just have to save locally to my local drive and all that jazz. It's genuinely like you will be left in the dust. It's that whole your AI will not replace your job, but somebody using AI will replace all that kind of it. But that's generally the outcome, is that you will be left in the dust if you are not up and coming and using it. So no, I to be completely honest, I spotted it. I haven't yet looked at the blueprint, so that's probably what I'll do whilst I'm eating dinner. But I do need to. So no, I was gonna obviously awkwardly segue and steal the limelight to say, I'm pretty sure as soon as your Zero to Hero is over, I've got my Zero to Hero.
Is it in September as well?
Yeah, in the end of September.
You better just squeeze it in.
Yeah, I was like, they're like, what about October? I was like, I'll be in London. And they're like, what about September? I was like, now we're talking. So no,
I think they have like multiple sessions in a week, so I don't think there's an issue with cramming more into the month. I guess they're always happy to have speakers. As most organizing bodies would love.
Nah, as I said, I appreciate you guys.
Hint.
Yeah, do it. As I said, I appreciate you guys sending that link through and I guess pushing me to just go and submit. Mine is I guess I'm refreshing and kind of revamping the session I did for Global AI Bootcamp, which is in regards to the automation of Sentinel triage using Security Copilot. So the AI Bootcamp was a bit of a speed run. It was here's everything you can do really quickly, and then I realized that I've made a 30 to 45 minute presentation into a 5-minute hope you're paying attention, because if you miss one of these slides, you're going to have no idea what we're talking about. So I guess this is what I envisioned the presentation to be, was a bit more of a deeper dive into the concept, not a 20 seconds per slide, go, go, go. So no, looking forward to that one.
Nice. Speaking of global things, is there a global security related thing coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that is on Saturday. So this Saturday coming up, myself and a bunch of the Microsoft I guess, employees that help run some of the user groups. Obviously, I'm a part of that team of co-organizers. We are, I guess, founding the commencement of Global Security Bootcamp. So no different to Global AI Bootcamp, which has been around for, I think, 2 to 3 years, which is, gone global, which is, how I found out about it. We realized that there was no security bootcamp, which I think the idea of security being, one of the most important things right now is that, and then to not have a platform to be able to, on a global scale, all learn at the same time, or learn at the same. I guess the concept of global AI was global AI bootcamp was the same weekend across the world. There would be a potential session. Technically, it was run over 2 months, but that's all right. Where the idea would be that, everybody would learn about AI on that day, and you'd go to a venue, or you'd go, and it was massive. Like, I think in Perth, we had about 140 odd people attend in person on a long weekend, on a weekend in Perth, which is, I swear we had the entire populace, in the, Microsoft headquarters in Perth. It was amazing. And quite potentially was one of the funnest, I guess, experiences for, I guess, learning. Myself not really being as AI, call it, interested back in April. It was a massive turning. It was just something I like to play with, and I was like, right, there's real potential. I learned a lot in that session, and obviously with a bit of a security hat and working with some other security professionals, and we're like, we should look at this. So obviously we've got
opportunities everywhere, right? And I think before the AI one, there was a global Azure bootcamp.
I do believe.
I think it's still running. I don't think anyone put their hands up this year round. And before that, I feel like there was an Office 365 dev bootcamp thing.
I'm not too sure about that. I
knew
about
Daniel Brown hosted one a few years back. I remember having some swag from that, a T-shirt, bottle.
Now we're talking.
That's what's out, right?
It's no, as I said, it's there's stuff, but there was no security one. So I think myself and a bunch from Microsoft went, you know what, we can do that. So I think the idea is this is the pioneering event. Let's feasibility. Yeah, that's it, right? And I mean, really, it's in terms of registration numbers and all that kind of thing, it's going to be massive. It's going to be, I guess, the size and scale that we want. We've got people flying.
So this one is global as well, the security one?
Absolutely, global security bootcamp. So the idea, this is only in Perth. The idea, I think, is that call it 20. Yeah. No, this is a purely in-person one. The idea of it is that 2026, I think we'll put our feelers out to different states within Australia, and hope that.
So not really global, but national for now.
Local. You can't call it national. State security boot camp, and then national security boot camp, and then global. But I think, with the intent of going global, no different to all the others. I think that's, you got to start somewhere. And so within, a month or so, we put together the concept, we put together the meetup, and it exploded in terms of the registrations.
There'll be some good proof of execution there, so you should easily get a national/global attendance.
Well, I mean, that's what we're obviously knowing the speakers and whatnot. Yeah, we're absolutely, we have someone flying in, I believe from Florida, in which we definitely was like, are you sure? And they're like, yeah, let's do it. And we're like, yeah, are you sure again? Got co-pilots are either very crafty, like, are you sure? And they're like, yeah, we love what you're doing, let's go. I was like, oh, this is so obviously
downtime or 30-hour flight just to say hi.
Look, honestly, if that's what you want to do, and if you
that's the kind of thing, like it's worth it to yourself.
Yeah.
You spend the time and effort to get somewhere and be a part of it.
Absolutely, and I think as someone who's obviously helping organize the event, is that we want to put back just as much into it, so that those folk that are, I guess, global in that sense, really get something out of it. So that is really what we want to do is, if you guys see it as beneficial as what we are hoping it is, then we'll put in 110%. But yeah, I put together the certificates. I think the process is, let's proof of concept this. I think post that we'll look at going maybe international. Like, let's talk with our security friends over in Adelaide, for example, and then over in the eastern states, and then let's start maybe having the same weekend across the board, and then call it 2027. Let's crack into the other areas and say, let's get this moving, because obviously Microsoft's a pretty
let's expedite it and do it within halves, right?
Right? Yeah. Global Security Bootcamp 2025.2. Or 2.5. Whatever H2. Oh God, what a good idea. That's awful. Oh God. Erase that one. But no, yeah, we've got that one on Saturday. Obviously, as you said, got the Adelaide user group, so with yourself on next Thursday. Looking forward to that. And then in September, also joining you for a Zero to Hero. So yeah, it's a busy one, but as I said, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, this quarter's pretty packed. That's good.
Yeah, it's keeping things interested.
And I think we're collectively disappearing for the latter quarter of the year. Different months.
That's it, right? Well, I mean, Shehan's gone now. I'm away in upcoming October.
Where is Shehan? Do you know?
I'm not
paying attention.
I'm
on the road.
good on him. I'll be completely honest. Nah, I have no idea where Shehan. Wherever he is, I hope you're having a good time. We'd love to Zero to Hero, and we'll talk to you about it next time. But yeah, I mean, I think because you're off in.
I think end of November. I think. Most of December is what we're.
Yeah, as I said, September, obviously, where I'm pretty sure we're all back on deck.
So we'll try not to bank them, but we'll work something out.
Yeah, absolutely. Just be like a pre-recording of me just nodding, just on a loop. No.
Just trigger the thought. I'll need to coordinate the we do an end of year joint user group, so generally like a post Ignite after party style.
That's right.
I might have to just say, hey, let's do it sooner than what we.
Oh well, let me see what's happening.
Because Ignite's the week of the 24th.
I can.
Or the 17th. I should know this, but I don't get to go.
Shit.
I don't memorize it.
So it is. Oh, it's coming up really soon, isn't it? November.
Oh, it's 18th. Okay, cool. So the week of the 18th. So we could probably squeeze it in the 25th, because I won't. If I leave end of November, I'll be here for the second. So that's we'll take that offline.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, let me know when, and I'll see if I can do it as well. Because
if you can either dial in or be over, that'd be great. You can be the security presence.
You're the security presence. What are you talking?
I got M365 as well now. So
oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Fight Daniel. You can have all the AI.
Yeah.
He's M365 and.
Oh, that's
a. It's good. No, he's got Azure AI. So I think. No, I actually looked at this thing, but yeah, he's got M365 Copilot, and he's also got Azure AI. So I think he's the first / only AI MVP at SA at the moment. I don't think anyone else is going to go down that path too soon, but developer networks. We've got the Azure user group, data fabric people. Yeah, I'll try and put some feelers out for that one
soon.
Interest,
soon, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
You can almost run a whole day of it. That's the scary part, right?
Well, that was the other thing. Like, we used to have Office 5 Saturdays, and they kind of died off because the person running that, I don't know, it just kind of fell apart, and I guess no one else really took up the reins for that afterwards, and could have been good because rebrand it to M365 Saturdays, but I guess unprecedented times happened, and group of MVPs in Melbourne, Victoria, they did a M365 May, and that was the entire month, and I think that made up for all the years we
Yeah.
had the Saturday events.
That's not little.
Yeah, our user group was involved. We got a time slot. People were able to attend remotely. It was good. Kind of that kind of lockdown community.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I guess one final would be that, yeah, I think in terms of Dan, I think I'll give him a hand with his opal hunting in regards to that.
That'll be October. So are you going to be around?
So I think the idea is that if I'm not, I'll at least give him everything he needs to know, so that somebody else can just host the goods. I think that's the kicker, or at least that's my intent, is that if I can't actually be the one doing, I can put together the art / the platform / the know-how / the do this, and it really would just need someone to have a computer. Like, that's my intent, is give all that info and then go from there. But
I think at the stage he's going to be dialing into the user group. I think.
See?
Double check with him. At least we'll have that, and if he successfully dials in, we can record it.
That works too.
Yeah. I imagine it's going to be the same kind of session, if not slightly different.
We'll see. Obviously, not spoiling too much of that. We'll leave that in his little ballpark.
Yes. We'll stop talking about it. Look, we've gone for how long now?
Quite a bit. You know how this rolls.
A couple of updates we could quickly whip through if we want. But I'm keen to jump at the battle.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm keen to get a feed. So look, security copilot calculator. There's you already mentioned ASD. There's secure AI. So the whole concept of securing AI with AI, just helping AI do more AI things. There was also the AI bootcamp. Then there was also virtual training.
It's Cloud and AI bootcamp, and it's not the same one that was at the start or the end of last month. It's another one. Either way, we'll have the link in the notes. You just mentioned virtual training day. That was announced. The registration link pages were advising full or available, so that might have been they posted that too soon thing. But if you've ever attended a virtual training day, it's it could be a half day or 2 half days, and it goes through fundamentals courses or specific cases technology.
From memory, that was on securing cloud with Defender for Cloud. Nice. So yes, that link does work.
When we click into register, does it?
It's a really good question. I come to a fine MVTD. In saying that, they're changing all the platforms where they're doing all the training, so that might have just been a...
Yeah, I think for partners, they would have seen a new skilling hub.
That's the one.
Again, you have to recreate the account, but this time I think it should be the last time you have to do that, hopefully, because they've kind of converged all the different product streams that used to be you had to create an account each time for work or Power Platform. Now it's just a one log on, which is great. But yeah, for people outside of the partner network, virtual training days, you can get a registration in. And some of them offer you 50% off your price as well.
I think so.
Yeah, and I guess some other things. Remember, October's also coming up. A lot's going on in October, but end of life of many products, namely Windows 10. But the other ones you need to remember is Exchange for 2016/2019. You get off of RAM. That will get extended security updates as well, just like Windows 10 will. So they announced essentially an optional 6-month extended security update program for those 2 Exchange versions. But really, if you don't need them to be on-prem, you'd probably want to move them to Exchange Online. But there is Exchange Edition, so it's the other alternative. So if you need to be compliant and retain that email data on-prem or in a controlled environment, then you can move to Exchange SE. Lose my voice, SE. I guess the other thing that's been updated, or it's actually in preview now, is Microsoft Sentinel data lake.
Oh, how could we miss that?
Yeah, I think we've had a bit of a brief before this one, but I think the major difference, a data lake is probably more bigger kind of storage of data, whereas Sentinel workspaces, they're good what they do, but I believe there's by default you're gonna get 90 days retention or less. I don't know.
90 days free, and then I believe it's
Yeah.
700 and something days total. 730.
30.
Yeah.
2 years. Yeah, right. And I guess like
Really testing me knowledge.
Storage costs in Log Analytics Workspace can be a bit spicy, so I guess the data lake is a bit cheaper in terms of the overall storage cost. Yeah, it's lower tier, right? But I guess it allows you to put up a raw data, I guess, that you likely want to have in a security incident review. So it could be stuff that you weren't expecting, and it's here it is, or you need to be able to just go all the logs. I want all the logs in case you miss anything, right?
I think it's going to really complement Security Copilot. I think in my use of Security Copilot, it does a good job at kind of mapping what it believes is like the story. But I think, obviously what's missing is actual contents to that story. It's kind of just like a really interesting, almost generative, what potentially happened in Security Copilot. I think this kind of fills in more of the blanks to be able to give you a more accurate story.
You've got a much larger data set, and then Security Copilot's just going to go up and give you what you need.
It probably would mean that it will be able to get to the outcome you need a lot quicker, which probably reduces the amount of SKU that you use within, let's say, the common hour. It might even be a reason to, potentially reduce the amount of SKUs you purchase per hour, because it works quicker and more effectively for you. So,
and by SKUs, we're talking SCUs.
Sorry, SC,
Not the stock keeping unit. It's just a.
To be honest, I said SKU recently to a workmate, and they wrote SKU in return. I was like, I feel like that's not their fault. I feel like that's my fault. Like that I said SKU, and they assumed I meant SKU.
I mean, you wouldn't say CPU. You wouldn't say.
Yes, I would. Look. Dear. I'm gonna start calling it that because of you now.
Gibahoo and Naboo.
And with that, we'll call it there. Sorry, go on.
There's the last two things, and we will call it something called Windows 365 Reserve. So that's a kind of an emergency cloud PC to spin up when your Azure Virtual Desktop or your Windows 365 Cloud PC dies unexpectedly. So it's kind of like a disaster recovery piece where it's there. It's I believe it's like a cheaper tier to have it just ready to go, maybe. But yeah, it's like a spare computer if you talking in physical terms. And one last thing, the Microsoft authentication page. So your logon page, you've got a new, fresh design in the background and the text box, I guess. And yeah, so there's light mode, dark mode, but you know for sure that it is a Microsoft legit logon page. It's something that's phishing or pretending to be it. Although you still want to use company branding, I expect. So you actually have your logos and stuff in there. If you haven't done that yet, I guess the default background will be the Microsoft authentication.
To be completely honest, like having a look at it, it does give it a very more modern look in comparison to what is in the past. Obviously, I feel like what is currently there can be easily replicated in a malicious manner. I think the new visualizations are once again dark mode. It definitely looks a lot more Windows 11. I think that would be the way to put it. It looks modern in comparison to, I guess, what was not modern.
It is much nicer in the eyes.
Oh, absolutely.
In both cosmetic and accessibility angles.
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, absolutely. Giving yourself a proper background, giving yourself some more. It just looks modern. It looks like you're logging into Outlook, which obviously in itself probably it could be a bit of a problem. But I think even on a very odd level,
let's not start that one.
Yeah, right. Even on a very odd, like, is that all of these existing, adversary in the middles probably all need to update all of their tool sets to get with the time. So, even just a change like this really sticks it towards the cyber criminals. So yeah, once again, it's a good change to see.
No, it's nice. But yeah, let's call it there because we've run on for a fair bit. Again, we'd like to thank you, our viewers, our listeners. There isn't any other platform you can really catch us on besides audio and visual. So, yeah, cheers for tuning in and catching up with us on, I guess, the latest for this episode. And well, I don't know when the next one will be, but we'll hopefully have Shehan back on deck and the team together again. And yeah.
Enjoy Battlefield, man.
Oh yeah, I look forward to it. And yeah, comes out October 10th, so you might be away.
This is. I am going to be away, absolutely.
No.
Take care, everybody. We'll speak to you all soon.
See y'all.